Welcome to Global Intel. Today, we explore a bold claim: why Europe can't survive without Russian gas. With energy crises and geopolitical tensions stirring, can Europe break free? Or is it trapped by energy needs? Hit that subscribe button, and let's dive in. Europe has historically depended on Russian gas for energy. In 2021, Russia supplied 45% of the EU's gas imports. That's about 155 billion cubic meters, fueling 40% of consumption. Germany relied heavily on Russian gas, while smaller nations like Latvia depended on it for over 90%. Why is this? Russian gas was cheap and abundant, easily accessible via pipelines like Nord Stream. Unfortunately, Europe's own gas production plummeted by 50% since 2010. This dependency poses risks. Gazprom, Russia's state-owned company, used gas as a geopolitical weapon. It cut supplies to Ukraine and halted flows to several EU nations due to disputes. These events exposed Europe's vulnerabilities, and by 2023, Russian gas imports fell drastically. But in 2024, imports rebounded, raising the question: can Europe survive without Russian gas? Europe struggles to break free for several reasons. First, infrastructure limitations. Europe's pipeline network was built for Russian gas. Switching to alternatives like LNG from the US requires costly terminals. Norway and the US became top suppliers in 2023, but many terminals remain underused. Second, cost. Russian gas was historically the cheapest energy option. After cutbacks in supplies, energy prices spiked 50%, straining budgets. LNG is generally pricier, risking long-term contracts locking in high costs. Third, industrial demand. Many industries depend heavily on gas. A study warned that cutting off Russian gas could slash GDP by 6% in some countries. Even Italy faces significant price hikes. Lastly, political resistance complicates the transition. Leaders in Hungary and Slovakia argue cutting Russian gas could bankrupt regions. With long-term Gazprom contracts in place, legal exits become complicated. Despite these hurdles, progress is evident. The EU's REPowerEU plan slashed Russian gas imports from 45% to 19% by 2024. Eastern Europe reduced dependency significantly, with countries adopting LNG imports and new pipelines. Renewables are critical in this transition. Solar and wind capacity grew in 2022, but they can't replace gas just yet. The Energy Efficiency Directive will help reduce gas demand through necessary upgrades. Additionally, the EU banned Russian coal and slashed oil imports. However, the narrative that Europe can't survive without Russian gas may be overstated. In 2022, Europeans managed energy shortages by boosting LNG supplies. A 2024 study revealed that reducing Russian gas could accelerate decarbonization. But the risks remain. Russian LNG imports saw an increase in 2024 despite ongoing sanctions. Political divides and fears of economic suicide reflect a complex situation. So, how can Europe achieve energy independence? Expanding LNG infrastructure is key. Croatia and Poland are increasing their capacities. Additionally, the EU must invest heavily in renewable energy to meet future demands. Policy unity is also essential for success. The 2027 goal requires unanimous action. Individuals can support this transition. Simple actions, like installing smart technology and advocating for green policies, contribute to the solution. At Global Intel, we believe Europe can survive without Russian gas. However, this requires strong political resolve and investment. The question remains: will Europe act in time to secure its future? That's it for today's deep dive on Global Intel. If this exploration of Europe's gas challenge sparked your interest, give us a thumbs up, share this video, and subscribe for more insights. Can Europe cut Russian gas for good, or is it too dependent? Drop a comment below, and follow Global Intel for more. See you in the next one.